let me do this. Switch it to, here we go. So as you guys know, right, we got the development update. Development is going pretty well. We've made a lot of progress in the last few weeks, or in just the last week, and I think it'll be ready within the next few weeks for sure. No exact release date yet because we still need to finish things up and then put it through some extensive play testing. But we'll still try and keep you all updated on the expected drop. We're trying to drop Conquest. This is very important, actually. We're trying to drop Conquest as a very different game mode to what we've done before, and want to ship it with an endgame version with big rewards and a casual version with temporary characters, kind of like Battle Royale. We appreciate the wait, blah blah blah. Sneaks come later. Okay, so let me break this down a little bit, right? So the big thing here is that they want Conquest to be a very different game mode. I think the biggest issue right now is that people don't really understand what we're getting, right? So like Rogue players think it's going to be like Conquest or Conquest and Rogue Lineage, and people who have never played Rogue are just kind of like, it's a team-based game mode, right? That's all we kind of really know. But they're saying here that they're trying to do something very different to what they've done in the past. So gameplay should be completely like brand new, as in like it should change up completely, right? And so people are like, okay, well, what's an example of this? A confirmed example of this that I'm allowed to speak about are destructible objects, right? They actually added in a new system to destroy objects. So you guys might be like, okay, what are you talking about? For example, right, if you guys didn't know, the round spark version of Ice Eruption can be destroyed, right? It can be destroyed. And so you might be like, Agamatsu, well, what could that exactly lead to? And there's probably a lot to speculate on what could lead to, in terms of, what is it called, like destructible objects, in terms of like stuff you need to do. Main thing I was thinking about is like, you know how like in Clash of Clans, right, you can like break down the walls to get into like the base, for example, right? That's what I was thinking about when I thought of like, breaking down objects, or like in Rust, when you can like destroy walls to like go inside. That's what I thought of when I first saw that they were like, they said we were allowed to talk about the fact that like the Ice Eruption change is like a new thing they're trying to like work on and keep doing, right? That's what I was thinking about. So I was like, okay, like Clash of Clans type shit. Like, I'm playing Clash or something like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, like Fortnite or something. Okay, like that's kind of interesting. And so yeah, that's what I was speculating a little bit there. Now another thing as well, and I think it's important to notice on what else to take a look at, is the two different. So we're getting two technically game modes actually. We're getting a casual version with temporary characters and an endgame version. And I think this is very important to really take a look at, right? Because if you think about it, right, like how if you've played Conquest and Rogue Lineage, right, automatically this wouldn't make any sense. How do you play a temporary Conquest, like a casual version with temporary? You see what I'm saying, right? Like that doesn't make sense. Temporary characters, does that mean like they're not? The first thing I think of like is that they said it's like Battle Royale, so it's not related to a slot, right? It's not related to a slot, and they're saying it's casual, which means anyone can hop in, right? That's my first thought. That means anyone can hop in and play, right? And when it comes to temporary characters, what I'm thinking, right, is that it's going to be similar in the sense to how Battle Royale, you have probably like predetermined stats, and you can pick up things as you go along. See what I'm saying, right? Battle Royale, you go in, drop down, you go in, right, and like you can just pick up mantras and stuff. I think they have a lot of potential for the temporary shit. Yeah, someone said it. I was thinking like, okay, like in League, for example, you can pick heroes, right? Yeah, like imagine how, like, what if you could like play as like fucking lore characters? Like you can play as Lord Regent, you know what I'm saying? Or you can play as Pleatsky, you know what I'm saying? Or like the trainers, you see what I'm saying, right? And like that's like how, you know what I'm saying? That's the temporary version, right? Or like you build your character as you go along Conquest. That's what I'm thinking, right? Because it doesn't make sense for it to be like freshies, right? Those are a couple of thoughts I'm thinking of what the temporary. I'm like temporary. Okay, I mean, it'll be interesting. At least that means anyone can play. Or maybe it's like there's like a game called Rogue Lineage Arena, right? Which is basically like, it's like a Rogue copy, but like the idea is you can make your build before you go in. But then I didn't think it'd be something like that, because that's what you have the end game builds for, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? And so the biggest thing I think I noticed is that like with casual, it looks like to me, right, that with casual conquest, like, okay, think about in Rogue Lineage, there was casual conquest and there was competitive conquest, right? They're saying that they're calling it an end game version with big rewards, probably competitive. You see what I'm saying? Like probably competitive conquest, but since they didn't outwardly say it, I can't necessarily assume it's 100% going to be like you die, you get sent to the depths. But I've been speculating that for some time. I think it's pretty safe to say I think that's what it's going to be like. But again, no official confirmation coming from the devs. As for the release date, though, I'm gonna be pretty curious because I know a lot of people are expecting. If you look last year, right? When did Layer 2 release? Let me look. I always use rolling mins. Let's see when Layer 2 released real quick. It dropped back in the 23rd. So what? 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's a week from now. Last year, that was a week from now that they dropped Layer 2. I don't know, man, dude. How many? We only have like what, 2 weeks left in December? Yeah, man, dude. I don't know. Because we would have been. I mean, they said for the weeks to come, which weeks could be like what, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now. I mean, if they don't drop in December, it's probably gonna be soon in January 3rd or some shit like that. Which they did miss. They would have missed the December mark, but New Year's gift type shit. Yeah, exactly, right. Like 2024 is the start of Deep Oaken. Like, okay, you know, they could roll with it, right? 2024 is like the start of Deep Oaken. You saw what I'm saying? Like, it's the year of Deep Oaken. And my biggest thing, though, right? My real biggest thing is like, okay, Conquest, you know, dropping the shits, right? I really wonder, dude. Let me get the right music, bro. I wonder, like, I hope the side rewards. I hope the rewards are good. You know what I mean? I really hope that like there's a lot of side content. Ain't Type Soul to do this? I think Type Soul did their own thing. I don't know what they did exactly. I'm unsure. I really hope because even though I hope the game mode itself is like battle royale levels of fun, because a lot of people are downplaying Conquest because they think of Rogue Lineage, but battle royale dropped as a mode and everybody loved that, freshies included, right? But actually, hold up, chat. First, we hit some big number, bro. Deep Oaken is casually almost hitting 20k players off rip. So when did Battle Royale drop? Let's take a look. I think Battle Royale dropped here, right? This is when Battle Royale dropped. If I'm correct about this, the 22nd, I believe, right? Or was it a little bit before that? This was, I forgot what this was. This wasn't Battle Royale. This was Battle Royale, right? I think this is Battle Royale, yeah. Right here. The 21st. I'm pretty sure this is when Battle Royale dropped. Anyway, as I was saying, right? So what I'm trying to like basically point out is that there was a fun PvP game mode that dropped and we hit 22,000 players. Now, I think Conquest should have more content than Battle Royale, especially with the side content, which I think is important. I think if they just drop a fun game mode or like multiple fun game modes, right? Because they said they're going to split into two. We could probably see, in my opinion, a little bit above Battle Royale numbers, right? But if the side content is really good and fleshed out, I think we can maybe hit 30k. In my opinion, though, I don't think we're going to hit Layer 2. My prediction is that I don't think we're going to hit Layer 2 levels of numbers. That's just my opinion. Only reason is because there's no PvE. And PvE and like the vibe in the world of Deep Oaken is a really big pull for a lot of people. A lot of people discredit how much that means to a lot of people, right? But what's it called? I think it's a big deal in my opinion. And the fact that there probably is not going to be like some new boss to fight with the Conquest update, right? That should be pulling up with the World Events update, right? Like a World Event obviously should be a boss, right? August Conquest 4455 or 6 that I don't know either. I assume what's probably going to happen is that they're going to play around with the numbers. So I assure you, they're going to test 4v4 and then 5v5 and then 6v6, 7v7, right? Test out the different shits. We're going to see, which feels the best, right? And yeah, that's what probably will be stuck to. But I think the also idea is, because I've asked before, is that if they have it like 7v7, right? The more people you need, the less likely matches are going to occur. Does that make sense? Because, I mean, how do I say this? Like, a lot of people don't always have 7 people on standby. Does that make sense? That I can all play in the same region at once, at the same time zone. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? And so the less people it is, the more likely it's probably just easier for the general audience just to hop in and play, right? But I think it's different if the rewards are there. If the rewards are there, people will band together to play the shits. But do you see what I'm saying, right? I think the most important thing to come with what's it called, what they need to do, they need to add that random queue. So for battle royale, right, I'll show off how it works real quick. Let me go in and show you guys how it works.
If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.